to know, I am not afraid to die for this cause. I am not afraid to die so that another black man, another black woman, and another black child will not be killed just because of the color of their skin. I don't want my grandchildren to have to get up every morning and wonder how their life is going to be today. To second guess, should I walk here? Should I go here? Should I dress a certain way so that I don't look a certain way? Can I put my hood up because it's freezing out here? This has to end. And it only ends if we take action. It only ends when we help folks understand, yes, black lives do matter. It does not mean anybody else's life does not matter, but it means ours does, and we're the ones who are being killed. And yes, we can point to the individuals who are not good people, who are doing these things, but as Dr. Reed and others have pointed out, unless we look at the systems who are institutionally racist and keep black people and brown people disadvantaged and killed, then there will be no change. That is why when we go to the ballot boxes, and we have to go and cast our vote to hold those who we send to these houses to protect us and to make sure things are fair for everyone in this country, are doing what we sent them there to do. And if they're not, we need to tell them to get the hell out. I am an elected official also, and I would expect folks who don't think that I am serving them to the best of my ability to bring about things that they want and that they need, they vote me out. I would expect that. We have to hold each other accountable. When you're in your home with your family, when you're at your place of business, when you're at work, when you're just in community at the park, and you see racist activity going on, when you see people being treated wrongly, you need to speak to it. Wonder why you didn't do something. This is the time for us to be acting. You don't have to have a black friend to understand when another human being is being mistreated or not given a job just because it would be kind of uncomfortable. I don't know what to say. It's time for that crap to stop. It's time for us all to come together. When you look at the news, the number of white people who are out there marching, the number of you that are here who are out there marching and saying Black Lives Matter and that things need to change, does my heart good. But unless you do more than just march, unless you do more than just put a post on Facebook, it won't change. Systematic racism, institutionalized racism in this country has to be checked. Every institution in this country needs a watchdog. In this country, it's called the Justice Department. But this administration, strip that. In November, the White House has to change. Coming from the White House, the actions coming from the White House, that is part of what's killing people in this country. Making people think that our lives don't matter. That has to change. I could go on, but we've been here for quite a while. But every word that we have heard today have been good words. Every word that we heard today, I because I have relationships with these folks, are good, honest words. And they are trying to do the work the best they can to make sure we are all living safe and with dignity in Montgomery County. But it goes beyond Montgomery County. And I have to say this because just because we don't have someone who has been beaten or killed or some horrific situation in Montgomery County, that doesn't mean things are good in Montgomery County for those of us who look like me. Because trying to get a job that's going to pay me a decent wage, trying to make sure I have adequate medical care, those things are happening in Montgomery County too. And that's part of the work that the doggone race is doing. Making sure that there are other folks who look like me being elected to office, being appointed to commissions, being appointed wherever voices are coming together to make decisions about this county. There needs to be people who look like me. And our voices to how things should be. With all the best intention in the world, you can't tell me what is best for me unless I tell you. So, when you look around at your job and you don't see people who look like me, and if there are people who look like me and they're doing menial work, not getting paid a decent wage, you need to question why. Policies are huge as to how things happen. If you're not speaking to these things, you need to be doing it. There needs to be, again, folks bought into every governing entity to look at your policies, to look at the actions that you are doing, to see if there is a basis of race or some basis that's going to be disenfranchising to a segment of your community. We can't just look at ourselves and say, oh, I think we're okay. No, someone else needs to do that. That is a function that should happen everywhere in this country. Have someone else come in and help you understand you need to do something differently because this is what is happening because of this. I thank you all for coming. I thank all of our law enforcement officers. I thank all of our elected officials. Because I'm telling you folks, this does not happen in other communities. Like I said, when I put the ask out there for folks to be involved, it was immediately because we had built relationships and we have been doing work together, but they all understand there's more work to do. The ACE program, that is helping to educate, giving an opportunity to educate all of our children. Education is a game changer for folks that you heard Sheriff Partons talk about. Children who didn't think about college are now thinking about college, thinking about how they can better their lives. But I'm going to tell you this, if we are not making sure that those doors are open when they're ready to go through them, what good did it do? So, thank you again, and you all